I'm going to implement the IExceptionHandler interface, which was introduced in ASP.NET Core 8, and it has one method called try_handle_async. This method accepts three parameters: HTTP context, which gives access to the HTTP request and response, exception, which is the actual unhandled exception, and cancellation token, which lets us support graceful cancellation if needed. Okay, let's implement this method now. The first thing I'll do is return true from this method. That tells the framework we've successfully handled the exception. If, for some reason, we couldn't handle it, we would return false instead. Next, we'll log the error, so we can keep track of what went wrong. I'm going to use the logger we injected earlier, and call the log_error method. This logs the exception message along with when it occurred. Since we're using structured logging, each log entry can be filtered and queried easily, for example, by timestamp, error message, or request context. This is incredibly helpful when you're debugging issues in production or monitoring your application's behavior using tools like Seek, Kibana, or Application Insights. Now I'll create the error details using the problem details class. This is a built-in class from ASP.NET Core designed to represent error details in a standardized format that aligns with the RFC 7807 specification for HTTP APIs. It helps create consistent error responses that can be easily parsed by clients. The title property provides a short, human-readable summary of the error. In this case, we're using the name of the exception type. The detail holds the actual exception message to give more context. And we set the status to 500, which corresponds to a general internal server error. You can also include other properties like type or instance, depending on your needs. I am going to set the status code of the response to match the one we've set inside the problem details object. This ensures the client receives the correct HTTP status code along with the structured error response. Now I'm going to write the problem details object into the HTTP response using write as JSON async. I'll pass the problem details instance and the cancellation token as parameters. This will serialize the error details into a JSON response and send it back to the client.